You ever look at a part of your yard and think, yeah, I'll get to that one day? Then 5 years pass and that same plot of land is still mocking you to this day? Well guys, this video is about finally answering that call. What started off as a weed-infested patch of chaos is now a full-blown raised bed garden oasis, complete with gravel, pavers, drip irrigation, and more sweat equity than I care to admit. I'll walk you through the whole journey from busted concrete to back-saving hacks. So if you're thinking about upgrading your yard, or you just enjoy watching someone else do all the work, then this video is for you. This is Rudy, and welcome to my garden. Let's dig in. Now the first thing I had to do is wrestle with all the weeds and level out this entire area. I'm talking about a jungle of uneven ground and mystery rock. No, not that type of rock. I did my best to flatten it. Level-ish might be a better word. This area used to have a janky old pathway and a planter that the previous owners left behind. I thought I could use a car jack to lift the pavement. That was a mistake. Almost lost a toe. But big shout out to my neighbor Carlos for coming through with a jackhammer. Even then, this job was no walk in the raised bed garden. Once the old concrete was gone, weeds evicted, and ground level-ish, it was time for weed fabric. I used a heavy-duty kind rated for 15 years because I don't want to see crabgrass here until at least retirement.
I thought the whole point of retirement is you don't have to do anything.
I overlapped each row by about 2.5 to 3 feet and secured the seams with landscape staples like I was quilting a giant blanket of defiance against weeds. Now onto what was the hardest part of this entire project: gravel. I had 8 cubic yards of 3/8 pea gravel delivered to my front yard. After the photo shoot, it was wheelbarrow time. I took barrel after barrel filled with gravel to the backyard. Felt like a CrossFit routine designed by a landscape sadist. I created mounds all around the yard, then raked, spread, and backfilled every low spot. And then came lumber day. I ordered 41 of these 2-inch by 6-inch by 12-foot boards and 7 4-inch by 4-inch by 8-foot posts.
Hey Beavis,
Always remember to move the
we've
wood
got
very
wood.
slowly and choose organic.
Now I already had my layout mapped. Now trust me, didn't want to do math twice. So I built 4 4x6 beds, 2 2x4 beds, and 2 3x3 beds. Each stacked 3 boards high, which is about 18 inches tall. Constructing them was the fun part, especially with a drill that wasn't fully charged half the time. Before we could fill the beds, there was some prep work that needed to be done. Alright, we're gonna go ahead and be applying 2 things today. First is gonna be these brackets here. So we're gonna be placing them on the long ends of the bed on the inside, just like that. Screw them in, and what that's gonna do is prevent something like this. So here, one of my old beds, the wood is popping out. You can see the soil coming out. There's sometimes when I water on top and the water will kind of leak out from this side. That bracket will prevent something like this from happening to you. And after we put the brackets in, we're also going to be using this garden seal here. It's non-toxic. It's actually made for raised beds, garden planter boxes. So this is a non-toxic way to basically make your beds last a lot longer. And lastly, after we do that, I bought some caulking, and I'm actually gonna caulk all the seams within the inside of the beds. That's also gonna help keep in moisture, because raised beds do tend to dry out a lot faster than if you were planting in ground. And on top of it, it will also assist with the longevity of your beds as well. So that is what we are gonna be doing today. Next mission was the soil to fill the beds. I use the same landscaping company I use for the gravel to bring in the soil. Now this mix is a rich 50% sandy loam and 50% composted chicken manure. Once again, it was shovel time. Felt like I was burying bodies in the backyard, Goodfellas style. Only this time, the dirt stayed in the beds and no one asked questions. Now for my favorite purchase, these cattle panels. I grabbed these four 16-foot by 4-foot panels from Tractor Supply and hauled them home in a rented U-Haul trailer because the delivery fee was more than the actual panels itself. Now these babies are bendable, so I arched them in between the beds using tension. Now for a permanent hold, I used fence staples. Now it was a one-person wrestling match, but I won, mostly. Now it's time to create the seating area. Now I know it's not that much of a seating area as I still haven't bought the furniture, but that's to come in the near future. But anyways, I bought 33 of these 2-foot by 2-foot pavers that weigh 90 pounds each. Now the truck almost cried. This took me 2 trips and my back still hasn't forgiven me. Laying them down was tedious. I tried to level each one out like I was defusing a landmine.
Make a decision.
That come at a bad time?
This part of the upgrade was neck and neck with gravel shoveling in the gardening Olympics of sweat, sore backs, and questionable life choices. And last but not least, the drip irrigation. I ran 1/2-inch mainline tubing to all the beds and 1/4-inch drip line inside each. Now the 1/4-inch drip line has emitters spaced out 6 inches apart, and the emitters deliver 1/2 gallon per hour. Now each of the beds come with a shutoff valve just in case any of them are not thirsty. Now this whole system is controlled by this Rainpoint Wi-Fi water timer. Now this allows me to water my entire garden while watching shows on the couch. You gotta love tech in the garden.
I've got to get you lazy boys out of these chairs.
And that is it for today's video. Now one last thing that I want to mention is that here is the division line between the old garden and the new garden that we just expanded. Now all in all, I had it in my head that I wanted to expand on this side for a few years now. And from start to finish, it took me right around 6 to 8 months. Now there were a lot of ups and downs and a lot of procrastination, but it is finally set and done. But if you're like me and have a part of your yard that you want to expand, or you just even want to start a garden, I highly encourage you to just go ahead and just jump right in. But again, thank you guys all so much for watching and tuning in. Now next week, we're gonna be posting an in-depth garden tour. So if you wanna see what's growing in the beds and get a closer look at these plants, then don't forget to hit the subscribe icon right below me. And until next week, if you wanna check out any more of my videos, you click on any of the icons to the side of me. This is Rudy with Guevara Garden signing off and letting you know, you won't get a harvest if you don't sow seeds.